Hi everyone, welcome to your second video for Circles chapter. This is Mrs. Ozier
and Miss Perrier,
and we will get started talking about different types of angles you will find in a circle. So there are three main types of angles after the central angle, so I suppose there's four, but different than the central angle, you have your inscribed angles that we talked about a little bit in the first video, interior angles, and exterior angles. Now interior angles are where two chords intersect. Exterior angle are where two secants intersect, and they all have rules associated with them. So an inscribed angle, when your vertex is on the circle, is going to be arc divided by 2 to get the angle.
And then we got for interior angles, we got that point there, so then we have our two arcs, arc 1 and arc 2. So then here's our formula. We got x equals arc 1 plus arc 2 divided by 2 will give us our x of what we are trying to look for.
And just as a reminder, those are vertical angles, so when you find for x here, it also is the same as the angle right there. Those are the same. Okay. For exterior angles, so when your vertex is on the exterior of the circle, it's going to look very similar to the other one. It's arc 1 minus arc 2. Order will matter. You have to do the bigger arc first. Arc 1 minus arc 2, and then all of that divided by 2 to get your exterior angle. So now we're going to put those to work.
So our first example, we have a inscribed angle, and so we have our arc CD, which is 138. So to get what our angle is, all we're going to do is arc divided by 2, 138 divided by 2, so we got x equals 69.
That is from the first video as well. That's just to remind you of the inscribed angle. So I'm going to go through these ones quickly because you would have seen this yesterday or whenever you watched this video. So if you have an inscribed angle and you're finding the arc, you multiply by 2. And again, inscribed angles can look like this, where a tangent touches a chord or a secant, and you are going to still have that rule of you need the arc and you divide it by 2. So here are the new ones.
So here's our interior angles. So again, we are trying to find our angle question mark. So we have our two arcs, so we got to remember the formula. Arc 1 plus arc 2 divide by 2. So all you're going to do is take your 140 plus your 70 and divide by 2. 210 divided by 2. So our x is 105 here. So remember, we got vertical angles, so if that one side's 105, then the other vertical angle on the other side is also 105.
Next, we are actually looking for an arc. So we're still dealing with an interior angle, so it's going to be the setup. It's just we're looking for something different. So we know the angle is 101. We know one of the arcs is 148. We're looking for the other arc. So this would be our setup. And then through algebra, we would work our way through to getting 54 as our final answer.
So now we're looking at exterior angles. So we want to find the angle that is on the exterior of the circle. So we have our two arcs, so we got to plug it in. Arc 1 minus arc 2 divided by 2 gives us that angle. So 152 minus 70 divided by 2 is 82 divided by 2, and x is 41. Remember, the bigger arc goes before the smaller arc because you can't have a negative angle. That just doesn't make sense.
All right, another example is when it looks like this. I call this the party hat or the ice cream cone. So when you have two tangents touching, we're given arc AC, but you might think we don't have enough information. Well, we do know, because AC is one part of the circle, the rest of that circle has to add up to 360 when it looks like that. So 360 minus 135 would be your first step to get that other arc. And then we're going to follow the same rule for exterior angles, subtract the arcs and divide by 2.
So for the last, so for this one we want to find our smaller arc again. So we have our angle 45, our larger arc is 141, and we want to find our smaller arc. So again, we're just going to plug it in to our problem.
And yours doesn't match this, so just change yours to match this.
Yes. So again, plug it in, arc 1 minus arc 2 divide by 2. So we plug it in where we need to plug it in, and then we got our arc 2 to be,
it should be 51. Okay, so I got negative 51, and the reason being is it's negative 51 equals negative arc 2. You can barely see it there, but then when you divide by the negative 1, you get your positive 51. It's just really hard to see because it's tiny, but I promise you it says negative 51 equals negative arc 2. All right, so that is it for this video. You should be working on sections 4 and 5 in Delta Math. Have a great day.